Alright, so here is the screen of my machine right here. I'm going to, as you guys can see, I already have 4 designs laid out. I'm going to select another design, but let me import it off my flash drive real fast. Let me get out of embroidery status. Now let me select my USB drive. And guys, don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do this on an MT1501 as well as this screen, as well as this setup right here. Alright, so let me find the one I'm looking for. Alright, so I have my football design right here. I'm going to select it. Alright, there it is right here. I'm going to press save to save it onto my machine. And it's going to save onto my machine. Now I'm going to navigate to my machine right here by pressing the machine button and go back to the last design that I just imported and check that. Alright, now here it is on the screen. Alright, now what I want to do before I do anything is I want to program my colors for this specific design. So I'm going to press the thing that looks like the threads right here, and that's going to let me program the colors. It's telling me that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 colors for this specific design. Let me dial that ISO down so you guys can see that screen a little bit better. Hope you guys can see that good. Alright, so the first color is going to be the back of the football, the whole football color. So I'm looking on the top of my machine and seeing what color I want to program that to, and I see the color right there. So I'm going to put it on color number 17, and then the next color is going to be the laces. I think it's going to be 2, and then it's going to be white, and then it's going to be 2 again. I'm going to select that. All right, so selected my colors. Now I can go ahead and I can duplicate the design so it spreads across. All right, so I got the design right here. So I'm going to press this right here, copy. Alright, and now where it says copy, see it says 1 and 1. So actually if I go back and look, I think I could fit possibly 3 across and 2 going up and down. So copy, and for across right here, I'm going to press clear 3. Check, and then I'm going to press clear 2. Check. Okay, now what you're going to notice is, let it finish right here. What you are going to notice is when it's done processing 3 and 2 and we go back, we don't see the extra ones. That's because we have to space them out. So I'm going to go back to copy where it says 3 and then 2, and I'm going to space it out. So let me space my 3 out. And right now I'm just guessing. I'm going to space them out by 75. Enter. And I'm going to space the 2 out by 200. Let me clear that. 200. Let me see what that gives me right there. Might be too spaced out, so you got to adjust it. Got to adjust it sometimes. All right. So let's see what we have. Alright, so we're too spaced out this way, but we're too little spaced out that way. So instead of 200 going up and down, clear, I'm going to put it on 150. And then instead of the 75, I'm going to put this 75 on 150 also. Let's just see what happens. Let me say both 150. Alright, 150 and 150. I'm just guessing right now. I think I should change that 75 to 100. Yeah, that's again too much spaced out. If I go back, I can see that, yeah, it's still too far apart to fit inside of my hoop. So I'm going to go back, copy. Instead of 150, I'm going to change that to 100. And then instead of the 150, I'm going to change this also to 100. Alright, so you can play with that and adjust it to how close you want them to be versus how far apart you want them to be, and space them out appropriately. Alright, now that looks good. Now let me see if I go back and navigate. Will they all? Now they all fit inside my hoop, so that's perfect, right? Perfect. I can move it to the side, center them up a little bit more, and if you want to select your hoop on this menu, just go ahead here, and I'm selecting this hoop, which is 406 by 330 with a slight curve around it, and that's going to be for my 13 by 16 inch hoop. Alright, so I just reselected that, and after this processes, we should be good to go, or we might have to center them up again. Alright, yeah, we got to center them up again because it centers it from the original design. So I'm just gonna move all of them inside of that hoop. Alright, so now that all of them inside the hoop, only thing we got to do is put our hoops in, and then we can do a trace, and then we can start embroidering these. Alright, so now we're on the MT1501 and we have our design right here. Alright, so same thing, this is horizontal and this is vertical. Come in here, you're gonna clear that out. I'm gonna put 3, enter, and then I'm gonna put 2. See what happens if I don't hit clear? It goes 12. See that 12? So clear it out, hit 2, enter, okay. Now, once again, you don't see anything because they're on top of each other, so you have to space it out right here and right here. So the numbers are a little bit different on the other machine, so this one you got to increase in significant values. So for example, I'm going to put 100 right here, and I'm going to put 50 right here, and we're going to see what happens. Okay. See how they're still on top of each other up and down, but they're spaced out nicely vertically. So I'm going to change this to about 75. Enter. And then up and down, I got to increase that to about 75 also. Enter. Okay. Let's see what happens. Decrease the other one. Alright, so now they're spaced out okay. So I will go and I'll put them inside the hoop. Alright. I still have my cap frame on there, that's why it made that loud noise. Alright, so there you go. You have all your designs in there ready to embroider out. And that's how you duplicate on the MT1501. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my hoops ready. I got my mighty hoops, my 13 by 16 inch mighty hoops, and I got some cutaway stabilizer, guys. And what I do when I use my when I do this, or when I do anything for that matter, when I'm testing designs out as well as embroidering patches, I use 2 pieces of cutaway stabilizer. So one, and I get another piece. I just take the inside of the hoop right here, put my mighty hoop on top of it so I can measure out exactly how long I want it to be, then cut off a piece of stabilizer. And then I'm going to use, I like to use 2 pieces of stabilizer when I'm making my patches, guys. So here's another piece of stabilizer right here. Do the same thing, lay that hoop right on top of it, and then I cut out yet another piece. Alright, now I take my stabilizer that I just cut out, put it on top of the mighty hoop, like that. Alright, stack them on top of each other so that curved part is wrapping around the hoop. And then I get my mighty hoop and I drop it right on top of there, and we are all hooped up and ready to go. So now that I got my hoops all hooped up, I'm going to go ahead and place my first hoop in my machine right here. Alright, just like that. Then I'm going to place my second hoop on my machine like this, and what I do is I make sure this little thing right here goes underneath on both sides, so that way it sits snug inside of that little socket right there. Alright, so that's how you do that. I want to show you guys that intricately so you guys can see how that's done there. Now I can't tell you guys about anybody else, but what I like to do is turn on my light on my machine. As I'm clicking this on and off, you guys can see right here the light is going on and off. I like to have mine on. Alright, so now the only thing left to do is for me to enter embroidery status, which is this button right here. That lock, wait, nope, it's this button right here up top. This locks into embroidery mode. Enter embroidery status. Okay, now I can go ahead and hit the trace button, and it's going to trace around the whole design. This trace button right here. Watch when I hit it. It traces around the whole entire design, making sure that needle number 1 does not hit the side of any of the hoop right there. So that shows me exactly where my thing is going to embroider at. And now I can go ahead and I can do a fine trace if I want to. Trace design outline, and it's loading, and what that's going to do is that's going to do a detail trace around where the design is going to embroider. As soon as it's done loading, there we go. Now that detailed trace, this trace right here was not really necessary. The only reason why I did it is to demonstrate to you guys of the contour trace, but it wasn't really necessary because I knew just by the regular trace it didn't get too close to any sides of the hoop, so I knew that it would be, our designs would be fine. But just to show you guys for demonstration purposes only, I chose to do this contour trace. And now what it's doing is it's going supposedly directly around where the parameters, the outside portion of all of our footballs are going to embroider. Alright, so as soon as it's done that, the only thing I gotta do is press start on the machine and let this bad boy start embroidering all of these footballs. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be 12 footballs done for you guys. All right. So now that that's done, only thing I do, go to my screen right here. All right. Go to my screen right here. Let me focus real fast. I'm going to press cancel, and then I'm going to press start right here on the machine. It's going to start embroidering. Alright, here we go. When everything is said and done and you are done embroidering, you're going to come out with something like this. Not the same file that we're doing, but same results. So hope this was helpful. If it was, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Turn up that, crank it up. Why listen to the rest when you're rocking with the best, baby?